This is what the syntax of the loop. This much part is the initialization, this much part is the condition, this much part is the iteration, and here is the body of the loop. Okay, suppose here you want to change the value of I with step 2. So you need to write I is equals to I plus 2 this time, and you will see that here the values are from 1 to 9, but every time there is a step of 2. Suppose here the values are 100, up to 100 it will go, and you want step 5. So you need to write like this. You can see that every time step 5 is involved. 19, 1 plus 5, 86 plus 5, 76 plus 5, that is, this is what. Okay. Now children, I hope everybody knows the concept of the loop at least. So now children, here we want to check whether a given number is prime number or not. So by definition, prime number is the number which is having the factor of 2, it is having 2 factors only. So here scanner SS, this is the object of the scanner class, and here enter number, and that is num. Now what to do is we need to count the factors. That's why it is, we have taken one more variable, and now you started this loop from 2 and it will go up to num I plus plus. So if num mod I is 0, then C is equals to C plus 1. So children, what I am doing here, I am just counting the factors of this number num. See how it is working. Children, suppose the value of number is 10. So initial value of I is 1. So this loop will start and it will terminate when the value of I becomes more than num. And every time I plus plus will happen. So what is happening here? 10 mod I. So 10 mod I first time, 10 mod 1. Yes, it is divisible. The value of C becomes 1. Then 10 mod 2. Again it is divisible. So the value of C becomes 2. 10 mod 3, because I will keep on incrementing every time till this given condition is true. Now in the meantime the value of I becomes 4. 10 mod 4 not divisible. I becomes 5. 10 mod 5 is still divisible. Again divisible. So the value of C becomes one more, which is 3. Now with 6, 7, 8, 9, the number num is not divisible. And when the value of I becomes 10, it is again divisible. Now plus 1 will happen, and you can count the factors of any number. But children, suppose we want to check if a given number is prime or not. So in that case, what we need to do, we need to check it if any number is having 2 factors. So if it is having 2 factors, then the number is said to be prime. Else not prime. Now see, here we have got the number 13, and you can see that the number is prime because it is having only 2 factors. One is 1 and second is the number itself. Any doubt? Class 9th. Class 9th, any doubt? Tanya Singh? Okay. Aditya Jain? Chandni Shivastav, beta, you are not allowed to join the session without Jaipuri ID. So I request you to leave and join us again using your Jaipuri ID. Okay, now children, few more examples we are going to practice. Okay, but before that, I would like to tell you some jump statements. So first of all, see, children, here consider this num, and this loop starts from 1 to num. Okay, 1 to num. Now see that if num mod I equals to 0, or we can say that if num mod 5 equals to if num mod 5 if num equals to 5, then we are writing break, and here I am writing I this. Now see that what is the output here. Children, here you see that if I have entered 10, it here it is I equals to 5. So what will happen? It will immediately terminate. Suppose the value of num is 10, and whenever I reaches 5, break will happen. Then what break does? Actually, break statement terminates the running loop. So when this loop gets terminated, the rest of the values will not get printed on the screen. So what happened? Up to 4 we have printed, but when the value of I became 5, break will happen and it will terminate. Suppose I am writing here 7, and if the input value is 10, what will happen? Here it will terminate when the value of I becomes 7, as it is printing the values after this if block. Suppose I am placing this if block above this, you will see that this time 7 also will get printed on the screen. So 7 also got printed because after printing the block was checked, and after that break was executed. So any problem with break? Children, any problem with break? Maitri Gupta, you have joined the session other than Jaipuria ID, so you are not allowed to continue with the session. I request you to join again with your Jaipuria ID, please. Okay. Now, okay, one more thing, children. There is, I'm writing this statement at the outside of, at the bottom of this if block, and here in place of break, I'm just writing continue. So what continue does? Continue basically it skips the current iteration of the loop. It never terminates the loop. So what will happen? You can see that at this point, if you input 10, the value 7 will not get printed on the screen. The values are from 1 to 10, but in between these values you can see that 7 is missing. Why? The reason is when I was 7, this continue happened, and at that time this statement will not get printed because control immediately will return back to increment the value, checking this condition and execute the rest of the code if possible. So when immediately there was a return of the control to this I++, and after that this condition will be checked. So in that case, the value of I will become 8. And in that case, I 7, when I was 7, this statement was not got executed. Any problem, then tell. Class 9th. Beta, any problem? Okay, I hope it's clear. Beta, Anjali Singh has joined or not? Okay. Now children, one more thing if I am writing here. I is equals to 5. So see what happens. The two values will not get printed. One is 5 and other is 7. One is 5 which has not got printed and other value 7 has not got printed. I hope it's clear. Class 9th. Class 9th. But clear. So what continue and break does? Break basically terminates the running loop, whereas continue skips the current iteration of the loop, and all these continue, break are known as jump statements. These are known as jump statements. I hope it's clear. Okay, now one more. Children, now I am going to discuss how to find out the LCM of two numbers. Suppose it is 7 and another number is 5. Please tell me what is the LCM in this case. 35. And how this 35 has come? Okay. Yes, actually children, these two are prime numbers. That's why the product will be the LCM always. Yes, if suppose the first number is 13 and another number is 19, then the LCM will be the product of these two every time. It means that for LCM we need to execute the loop from 1 to the product of the number. If you want to find out the LCM. So for LCM we have taken two variables A, B, and this variable is for LCM. And now we have entered A and here we have entered B. That is B. Enter first number, enter second number. And now we have to multiply. Now what we are going to do is just to find out the LCM. So by definition, if you see 7 and 5, 35 is the smallest number which is divisible by both these. So it simply means if you get any value of I which is divisible by both A and B, that value of I will be considered as LCM. So what to do? You have already started this loop from 1 to A and to B, and you need to check if I mod A is 0 and I mod B is 0. If this is the case, then that value of I will be LCM, and immediately you have to terminate the loop because you have got LCM. If you have got LCM, you need not to continue that in that case further. So when break executes, the control will come out from the body of the loop and will print the LCM like this. So let us execute this. Children, suppose the first number is 35 and second number is 105. The LCM is 105 because this 105 is divisible by 35 and also it is divisible by 105 and it is the smallest number which is divisible by both. And if you are not doing break, what will happen? You will not get the correct answer. See, the values are 105 and 35. You see that the LCM is which is giving here being given here is 3675. Actually, this 3675 is nothing but it is the product of 35 and 105. Because when you got the first value of I which was divisible by both, you have to terminate. Otherwise, you will get finally the product of these two numbers. And every time the product is not LCM. That's why this break is very important. So whenever you do break, the loop terminates. See here also, the loop will not go up to the product of these two values 15 and 75. Rather than it will go up to 150 and 150 is the number which is divisible by both 50 and 75. That's why 150 is the LCM. Any doubt? Any doubt, children? Yes, we can start. We can start from the yes, we can start from any number. Suppose we have started from A. And if you have entered 35 and 75, it is 525, but suppose I am just having the values like 50 and 75. Yes, it is giving the correct answer. I hope you people have understood or not. I hope you people have understood. Okay. So, children, one more time I am telling you, uh, you all can see my screen, and here you can see that this icon I'm clicking and I'm going to manage this extension. Here you can see that Google Meet auto admit is off. Earlier I was using auto admit, but this time I have switched off this auto admit. The reason that outside the people who are trying to join outside Jaipuria ID, for those people it will ask me to admit, but if you are joining me with Jaipuria ID, you can easily log in without any permission. So next time I will not allow to join the session with other than Jaipuria ID. Okay. Now children, eh, you all have understood LCM. Now how to find out HCF? Navsatya Singh. How to find out HCF in this case? Please tell. What is HCF? Okay, so how to find out? Kavya Singh. How to find out? Aditya Jain. What is SCF? So how to find out? No, it is not the right answer. So children, in order to find out the SCF, I am just going to tell you the simplest method. So SCF is, children, there is a formula, and the formula tells us that SCF into LCM is equals to first number into second number. This is the formula. Now, if you have got FCF, what you can do, the multiplication of both number divided by LCM, you will get the SCF. So this is how you can find out the LCM. Suppose you have 15, 75. Now you can see that 15 is the value which is LCM and 75 is the value which is LCM. Because 75 is the value which is divisible by both these and 15 is the value which can divide both these. So this is how we can find out LCM and HCF. Any problem, children? Please tell if you have any doubt. Please tell. Akshat Pandey, any doubt? Any doubt? Maitri Gupta. Okay. Maitri in LCM, any problem? Maitri in LCM, any problem? Okay, you have problem? Okay. Your mic is not working. Okay, children, now see. Suppose you have entered two numbers, one is 15 and another is 75. You started this loop from 15. Now what to do? 15, so 15 mod 15 is 0, this condition is true, but this condition is false. 75 mod 15 is not 0. So I will become 16. Now you will check with 16. Then after that you will check with 17, 18, 19, like that. And a time will come when the value of I reaches 75. In between these two conditions we have placed and. It means both the conditions must be true. So 17, when the value of I was 75, it is the value which is divisible by both 15 and 75. And that's why that 75 got stored in this. We got the LCM. Math 3. Any doubt now? Okay. Now in order to find out the HCF, what to do? As I told you, you have got the LCM and you are having the product of these two numbers. So if you divide the product of these two numbers by the LCM, you will get the HCF, because there is a formula that LCM into HCF is equals to first number into second number. I hope it is clear. Clear or not? Okay. So whatever I have taught, any problem? Siddharth Singh, Tanya Singh, Aditya Sinha, Chandni Srivastav, Chandni, Tanya, any doubt? Okay. Now children, I am going to give you some more examples. One more example, and that is how to print the prime factors of any number. So children, this time I have got number, I have got a scanner class, and here enter the number. We have got the number entered. So first of all, see what are prime factors. This is 100, and initially we started with the value 2. It is 50. Now still this 50 is divisible, so again with 2, 25. This 25 is not divisible with 2. So what we will be doing, we will check with 3 and then 4 and then 5. So now with 5 this is divisible. Again with this 5 it is 1, and these are the prime factors. So when you talk about 100, the prime factors are 2255. And remember one more thing, these two values and these two values are being repeated. Now I am going to explain just tell you the code. So for with very first number I have started, and children, in for loop the condition can be any, and in previous classes I told you that it is quite possible that we avoid writing. Children, here if you see that if I am writing only this much, then also this loop is okay. This is actually infinite loop, and it is a never ending loop. You see that every time hello will come and it will keep coming. It is a never ending loop now. You see that it is the output will come like that. And now, so in for loop, this syntax is okay even if you don't write initialization, even if you don't write condition, or if you don't write iteration. But this loop has become a never ending loop. It will not terminate. It will keep on printing this message hello infinite number of times. But if we write I is equals to 2, this is also okay. This syntax is also correct. And if we write this condition, and this condition tells us that this loop will continue till this tells us that this loop will continue till num is not 1. Actually, when we wrote 100 here, we started with 2. It is 50. It is again 2. It is 25. It is 5. It is 5. It is 5. And it is 1. It was num. And now this num has become 1. Loop will terminate. So I am testing this, that whenever the value of num becomes 1, terminate this loop. And I cannot write here I plus plus because I need to I want to see these values repeated. If I am writing I plus plus, so after every step the value of I will get incremented. That's why I am not writing anything here. This part, this syntax is also okay. But I need to increment the value of I, otherwise I will not get 5. So how I will do, I will show you. But before that I want to check if num mod I is 0, means I is the factor of num, and then what to do? I am just printing this value of I. And here I need to reduce this num by I. And here after that I will be writing I plus plus. And this will come in else part. Now see, if I give you the input 100, you see that the output is 2255, 2255. Then how it is coming, I am going to tell you. Children, initially I have got the value 100. And this is 100, which is not 1. This is 100, which is not 1. And this loop I started from 2. What will happen? This 100 mod I is 0. Yes, it is. So what will happen? This 2 will get printed on the screen, but num mod num by I, it will become 50. I am reducing the number here like this. This time this else part will not get executed. And what will happen? I will remain 2, and this time I am dividing this number, this 50 by 2. It is divisible again. So again this 2 will get printed. Now this num will become 25. And again else part will not get executed. But this time 25, which is this one, is not divisible by 2. So it will come to the else part, incrementing the value of I by 1, it becomes 3. 25 is again not divisible, so it becomes 4. 25 is again not divisible, so it becomes 5. Now it is divisible. So this 5 will get printed, and the value of num becomes 5. Now again 5 mod 5 will get printed. This 5 again will get printed because 5 mod 5 is 0. It is divisible, that's why. And after dividing this, the value of the value of num becomes 1. This condition becomes false and loop terminates. So that's why you have got 2255 on the screen. If you people have not understood, then please tell. Children, please tell. Any problem? Any problem, then tell. But what happened? No problem. Okay, so I will be it will take time. Rajveer Singh, any problem? Rajveer. Rajveer. So those who have problem in this program, they will stay. Rest of you, please mark your attendance. I have posted the Google form link in your chat box. Please mark your attendance. And those who have problem, they please stay. And I would like to explain them the same logic. Yes, Jayavardhan, you can leave. Those who have problem, those who have not understood, please wait. And it is not like that you all have understood. This is a tricky question. Okay. So you people have any problem? Navsatya? Beta Aditya Jain, I need to explain it one more time or not? Okay, Aditya, then you leave. So those who want, so break statement basically terminates the loop. This you have understood, the question on the screen. So children, here the loop will terminate when the value of I becomes 5. Here you can see that. Wait. You can see that suppose I have entered 10. The loop will terminate when the value of I becomes 5. Because at 5 we have to break. Any problem? Any problem? Beta, break basically terminates the running loop. That's it. Garima. And continue statement skips the current iteration of the loop. Kushagra Tiwari. Any doubt? Okay, now you people can leave the session. Thank you. Please leave.